Hey guys, Heidi here with Blue. He's about to step in the paint. Don't step in the paint. And Pixie and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And I'm going to be painting a woody Christmas tree, kind of like a woody wagon. Let me see if I can move this over just a hint. I feel like I'm not able to see y'all. There we go. There's a little bit more of, let me see if I can back this up just a tad. Let's see if that works. Maybe that will work, and then y'all can see. There's Pixie. Pixie is...
Don't tell him. Let him ask.
Oh, yeah. She said, don't tell him. Let him ask. Okay, so, hey, guys. We have been... Oh, my gosh. Thank you all for jumping on. If you are sprinkling the love across Facebook, let me get one more thing changed. If you are sprinkling the love across Facebook, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And then also, make sure you say that because we are going to be giving one of these that you can paint yourself. It will actually be shipped to your house with the light kit. And I'm going to announce the winner at the end of this live. So, I'm going to be painting it. Earlier, I painted the big snowman. I forgot to add snow to him. And then also, I forgot to mention, those of you that are joining Paint Party Headquarters. First off, thank you so much. I wrote it down. We have 188 new members just in the past couple of days. We are 595 strong now. So you'll see a lot of Paint Party Headquarters sisters doing hashtag PPHQ sisters. So thank you for being here. And this week, I just released this. So all of you that join Paint Party Headquarters is going to have access to this planner. You can print it and have it ready for you right now, but it's only available inside PPHQ. So I just want y'all to know that the doors close on Thursday at midnight. We will not open the doors to the public until May of 2020. So if you have ever wanted to... Dang it, I hate it when I do that. I left it out. I'm going to have to put it in some Murphy's Oil soap here in a little bit. So if you've ever thought about teaching paint parties or whatever, I'm going to be answering questions. I have my phone here. I'm going to pull up so I can see. Let me turn down the volume. It's on mute. I'm going to pull up so I can, as I'm painting, I can answer your questions about Paint Party Headquarters. We've had a lot of people take the challenge. If you're not sure what the challenge is, it's basically my shortcut on how to... okay, good. I have y'all pulled up so I can watch your questions. I have the shortcut on how to book a party fast. And I'm telling you guys, it works like magic. People are messaging me in a panic. Heidi, I did what you said. I've booked a party. Now what do I do? And for those of y'all that are wondering what Pixie's doing, those are each of your names. And Yvette, I wrote your name on my hand. She wanted to see hers. I actually posted a picture of yours already hanging. Oh, Pixie's kind of holding it out. You see it, Yvette? Yeah, it's right there. So we are every single time we are putting, your name on there. Brendan, as she, gets your information, she's putting your information. She's praying for you. We are praying for you. We know you are starting something new and exciting. And maybe you're already teaching paint parties, but you recently found us. We just want to welcome you and know that we are so honored that you're trusting us to help you, and so honored that that you're going to do this with us. We are excited to help you. So I'm going to start painting this, and at the end of this, I'm going to give somebody one of these for free and actually ship it to your house. Where are my paper plates? Oh, there they are. Under the snowman and the... Oh, and if you see some of these designs over here, I kind of put them out so you can see a lot of the really great designs you're going to get as a member of Paint Party Headquarters. So you're going to get all of these really cool designs that you can immediately start going. So I'm going to kind of watch. Oh my gosh, I love the truck and tree. Hey guys. Okay, Mary says, hey, I didn't know where to put this info. I have joined and I have paid, but there is a membership still pending for me some reason. Okay, Mary, awesome. Okay, so what happens when you join Paint Party Headquarters? you are going to get, and by the way, I'm going to start painting this tree with some variations of green. So I'm going to start painting as I answer Mary's question. So what you're going to do is you are going to click on the link to join. It's $35 a month. You can cancel at any time. And then all you want to do is, after you pay, you can pay with, it'll say like pay with PayPal. But if you don't want to pay with PayPal, you can pay with debit or credit. And then all you want to do is go, after you pay, you're going to look for the email. Now, what happens, Mary and a lot of you, what happens is the email goes to spam, okay? So you have to go to your promo folders or your spam folder and find it. Once you find it, then what you're going to do, and I'll talk about why this paint party girl is doing a ceramic here in a minute too. Once you find it, then you're going to see the 18-minute welcome video. It's 18 minutes. Yes, I know. It's 18 minutes, but you can watch it. I know you can, because I know that's a little long, but I promise you, you can get through it. And it is going to be showing you all the goodness inside of the Paint Party Headquarters group. Now, you will get access to, you're going to get, a bunch of, you're going to get another email the very next day, so make sure you're getting your emails from me. And it's going to have the Paint Party Backstage Pass. It's actually 6 training modules. And yeah, I want you to binge watch those. Like you binge watch a Netflix series. I want you to literally spend 2 hours and binge watch all of those. You are going to get so much out of those. Then on Friday, we approve everybody to get inside the private group at once. Now, we do this on purpose because if we start just letting everybody in, because right now you probably are, Mary and another 180 something of you, you are in a pending status right now. And we will add all of you in. Right now, we have you all sitting in a pending status because we're giving you a mentor for 10 days. So what that means is that for 10 days, you're going to get added on Friday, so you'll have access to everything, right? Every single thing that is in Paint Party Headquarters. But when people get access to everything, what tends to happen? Does anybody know? They can get overwhelmed. They can get totally overwhelmed. So we have paired you up. We have all of these wonderful members already in Paint Party Headquarters are so excited about y'all being a part of our group. And they have volunteered to be your mentors for 10 days. And their job is to basically make sure you know where the group is, you have watched the 18-minute welcome video, and you have done the Paint Party Backstage Pass. And I think the last thing is making sure that you introduce yourself. So that does 3 things strategically, okay? The first thing is make sure you are getting my emails. And that's number 1, because if you're not getting my emails, we need to figure that out. Number 2, it makes sure that you know where the Paint Party Headquarters group is, because again, we need to know where that's at. And number 3, it makes sure you know how to post in Paint Party Headquarters. So those 3 things are done very, very strategically, because there is nothing worse than coming into something and you think that you're, going to learn all of this, but then you don't even know how to find it. You're just lost, So I wanted to do it this way specifically, on purpose, intentionally, so that nobody gets left behind. There's no cracks. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows where to find everything. So I know some of y'all are chomping at the bit because you're like, I got the email. I saw the 18-minute video. I'm ready to get in right now and learn everything. Yes, I know. But Friday is the day. You have plenty to keep you busy with the Paint Party Backstage Pass. You get access to that. So if you sign up tonight, you'll get the email, and then tomorrow you'll get access to the Paint Party Backstage Pass. So it comes the very next day, and then on Friday, in just a couple days, we're going to get you added in there, and then we are off to the races. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions regarding paint parties. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just putting a dark color. So you might be like, Heidi, I've seen you paint a zillion times on Facebook, but you've never painted ceramics. What the heck is going on? Well, I had told y'all the collective wisdom of Paint Party Headquarters women. There was somebody in there, her name is Leanne, she is amazing. She had posted about her doing some trees, some bisque trees like this, the old vintage trees. She had posted about doing some of these style trees. I'll just put it right here. And they all light up and they have these really cool things. Well, she ended up, I think, selling over 500 of them within like just over 30 days. It was insane. She posted that and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh. And so I asked her, I said, is there any way you'd mind doing a tutorial? Because that's another thing about Paint Party Headquarters. It's not like you get in there and it's all about me, right? It's about you making progress, having success, and helping each other. And so she did a tutorial, and our ladies have been doing different tree projects and even ceramic projects. And then this is a brand new one. So as you can tell, this is like a little woody car. It's brand new. And I'm going to be doing it for some of my parties this season. And the coolest part about doing something like this is it is it's a make and take. Because it's a bisque, that means it's already been fired once, for those of you that don't know much about ceramics. And I am using acrylic paints with this. So I'm totally using acrylic paints. I'm just kind of going through in the holes there, and I'm going to add some other layers of green here in a minute. But you can see I've painted a camper. I had a truck and tree painted. A truck and tree, but I have no idea where I put him. I've lost him, and he's really cute. I don't know where he went. He's in this house somewhere. He's somewhere. I don't know where he went. So anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that these are really popular too to do as make and takes, just like a paint party. So that is the beauty of Paint Party Headquarters. We're not sitting there going, okay, we're going to do 16 by canvas for the rest of our lives, and oh my gosh, we don't have any business. No, we are always able to kind of spot the trends, know what's going on, and help each other, kind of know what's working, what's not working. And that way you can maximize the most of your time and get the most profits when you're painting and when you're doing your events. So I just did a dark green. So now I can go in with lighter greens and just kind of blob them on there. And there are, and the other thing too, these dry really fast because it's a bisque. So I'm just adding some green to that, and then I'm going to add some metallics. All right, let me see if I have any questions. Let's see. Oh, thank y'all for the hearts. Do you trace each canvas before a party? I do. I highly recommend doing that. The more you can make it easier, where it's just about them coming to have fun and have some success, the more they're going to want to come back to your party. Oh, I see tons of Paint Party Headquarters ladies. So glad to have y'all. And Debbie says, hello, love the truck and tree. So cute. Sprinkled the love. Thank you for sprinkling the love. Like I said, I'm going to pick one person at the end of this to choose to ship one to at the end. So thank y'all. Let's see. Sharon, new Paint Party Headquarters sister. Sprinkled the love. So happy I joined. So happy you joined too. Welcome. We are so excited. Denise says, hi everyone, Paint Party Headquarters sister. I'm not going to share it. Gonna smack it all over Facebook. I love that. That's awesome. Why, thank you for smacking it all over Facebook. That's so funny. Can y'all tell my voice is going? So yeah, this is another reason why I don't open the doors all the time, because if you've ever done do a yes if you've done a Facebook Live. Just put in the comments yes, which I have some Facebook Live trainings in my group, and I kind of teach you how to fill your seats through certain aspects of Facebook Live. But I want to know if any of y'all have done a Facebook Live. Put yes or put no. Let me know. I want to tell y'all another reason why these doors are only open a few times a year. I want to tell you the reason, the real reason, the behind the scenes reason. Let me tell you. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we have any yeses or nos. joined this morning. Renee, welcome. Yay. We'll write your name on a paper and we'll be praying for you. Yes, Kimberly's done one. Let's see. Who else has done one? No. Vicky says no. Denise says no. She's like, seriously, no. Vicky, we're going to get you to do one. Terry says, my mom says no. Hey, everybody say hi to my mom. Say hi, Susie. Denise says no. Elba says not for PPHQ. Okay, so here's the thing about Facebook Lives, and another reason why we only do a few. Oh, Carrie says, love doing ceramics, did it when I was younger and went crazy with it. Yeah, ceramics are really awesome. And Michelle, do we need to have the actual project or picture before we contact the restaurant? When you are a member of Paint Party Headquarters, we have all the images for you. You can literally do what do the little message I'm telling you to do, and use those pictures. If you can paint, like those of you that you can look at this and go, yes, I know I can do that if I have a tracer, right? The snowman I did earlier, that's right here, that was a guest, Terry Mitten did that one. She's a guest in Paint Party Headquarters, and she did this awesome snowman. If you're looking at that and you're like, yes, I know I can do that, right? Then yeah, just go ahead and share. If you're new to painting, which we do have a lot of people that are new to painting, just getting started, then of course maybe go ahead and do some tutorials first before you just go straight to it. But the real reason why I only do this a few times a year, if you can't tell, my voice is already going. We still have 2 more days with the doors open. So when you are doing Facebook Lives, and any of y'all that have done Facebook Lives, and let's say you've done you're like me right now, I'm in the middle of the doors being open, so I have to do a lot of talking, a lot of Facebook Lives. Anytime you're doing a Facebook Live, like my energy, like to you, it probably seems like I'm just talking kind of normal, but my energy is upped about 20 to 30% right now. Just to come across where I don't look like I'm dead on Facebook. Like seriously, if I'm not kind of up in my energy, like I'm going to show you my normal talk to my family. Hey, how was your day? Did you do good today? How was stuff going on? Was it okay? Yeah. So if I went like this on Facebook and said, hi, how y'all doing? I'm just going to paint a truck today. Hope y'all are having a great day. You see the difference? It's a big difference, isn't there? From my normal Heidi talk to my Facebook Live talk. Hey guys, we gotta have some energy. When you do a Facebook Live, if you don't have energy, it comes across totally flat, like literally flat. So you can see the difference between my normal, like, this is Heidi talking to her family at the dinner table, to this is Heidi on Facebook. I gotta up the energy. Or you would literally be like, what's going on with that girl, right? So when I do, when I open the doors a couple times a year, I make sure that I give it all I got. I've been telling the girls in Paint Party Headquarters, like, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for the grace. We are adding all of these new members, but then the doors are shut to the public till May of 2020. And the reason why is because not only is it exhausting to be on Facebook Live over and over and over again for basically 5 days straight, but it is not fair to all the people that are wanting to learn more from me if I'm always just on Facebook Live, like, get in here, get into Paint Party Headquarters. You need to get in Paint Party Headquarters. If that was an ongoing thing all the time, that would not be fair to the ones that are in there ready to learn. So Thursday at midnight, it's done. Like, the doors are closed to the public till May of 2020, and in my brain and my energy and all of my efforts are focused on PPHQ sisters. Like, that is where it goes, and that is where I am at, like full on, full force. So for those of you that are like, just keep the doors open, not gonna happen. Because I want to make sure the ones that really want in, and you have to make a decision. So many times in life we're like, oh, we'll just do that when. Like, we'll go, I'll join it next month, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't. You can't. You can't send me a private message and say, I'll join next month. I'm going to say, nope, you had till Thursday at midnight. There's going to be people that don't even find me till next month. And I'm going to be like, well, get on the wait list. How many of y'all have been on the wait list for a little while? You've been waiting for this day. You've been waiting to join. So there's definitely reasons, but a lot of it is just wanting to put the energy into the people that are there. Let's see, we have a lot of no's on that Facebook Live. I want to get you over that. I'm telling you, it is scary, it is terrifying at first, but I promise it gets better. Cassandra says, no, but I'm going to face my fear soon. Yes, and guys, if you're nervous, don't even show your face at first. Just point down at your projects. Let's see, Debbie says, I got sick just as I got the courage to do it. Now I have to wait for voice again. Oh my gosh, yeah. I am drinking, oops, hold on, my tree took my tea. I'm not putting that back in there because Lord knows this table is a wreck. There's like all kinds of grossness on this table. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. Little spill by the tree. And yeah, I've been drinking throat coat tea like crazy, trying to keep my voice. So I'm going to read some of your questions and try to make sure I'm drinking my tea while I'm doing this. Oh, Kimberly, used to do the live pearl parties. I heard those were very fun. And didn't people stay on there for like hours and hours? Weren't those, I remember my husband telling me about that, I think last year, like people stay on for hours. Barbara says, what's a tracer? Great question, Barbara. So for example, let's say you wanted to do the snowman that I have right there. In addition to one painting tutorial every month, you also get the tracers, so you can literally print it off. You can use carbon paper, like what we did earlier. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, watch the Facebook Live I did at 1:50 today. We used carbon paper. I show you exactly how to use carbon paper to trace it. So you can print it off, trace it, and then literally go right on top of it. I show exactly how I do it. Then you also have like, oops, really? You also, I'm a mess. You also have exact step-by-step instructions so that you can immediately start, like, you know, you have the color list, you have everything. That's just one of the things you get every month. Oh, thank y'all for sprinkling the love. Shelly says you're nuts. Yeah, I am a little kooky. I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot of times y'all see my serious side, but I'm telling y'all, I am like the biggest, clumsiest person in the world, and I am definitely not. I mean, I do have my serious times, and I do get on my, like, you know, very, you know, voice when I need to, as far as like, you know, this is what you need to do, like, you know, suck it up. This is what you need to do. But then I also have a really fun side. Yeah, our family is goofy, very goofy. Let's see, my mom says big difference. Yeah, it is a big difference. I'm telling you, like, I am exporting a lot of energy right now to make it look like I'm kind of normal on a Facebook Live. Let's see, Elba says, my voice gets froggy when I speak in public. Yeah, especially when you're getting used to speaking in public, you can get nervous, you know, and that can make a big difference too. I know I'm gonna paint over this, but to make it a little easier and faster, I'm just gonna paint all of this red for right now. So this doesn't take me like 4 years, because, you know, I can go right on top of this too. And you'll be able to see how that does. Let's see, where did you get the track? Okay, so the track, I am not going to tell you, because I have, all of my Paint Party Headquarters sisters right now are probably like, don't tell everybody, because they want to use them for their paint parties. So, so when you join Paint Party Headquarters, you're gonna know exactly where I got all of this stuff. One of you will win one for free. So, as you're commenting and sprinkling the love, all of those things. But yeah, I know the company that you can get these at. And I will share all of that in Paint Party Headquarters. And there's actually going to be a tutorial on this one released on October, the first Monday of October. so that you can know exactly step by step what to do, exactly what color paints to use. As you can see, I'm mixing some colors over here. If you don't have the right red on a Christmas, it is not good for you. You have to have the right red. So what paints are you using on these? So I am using a mixture. But it is acrylic. It's all acrylic, but there's a couple of different brands, and that will be told in the October painting tutorial. All the brands will be listed, every single color, as well as exactly where to get them, how to get them. And you can't just, if you want to buy wholesale stuff like this, you can't just, go anywhere to do that. And we have a couple of companies we work with, and I share that in Paint Party headquarters. Again, I just want to make sure, especially on these ceramics, since these are new, I want to make sure that we are keeping that information for our ladies so that they, of course, because, some of these places, ceramic places, they only have a limited amount because, of the places they're having to give them, get them. So in order to get them for a season, sometimes there is a limited amount. So, of course I want all of y'all to have them, but I'm just going to be honest. I want Paint Party headquarters ladies to have them first. So I'm going to save that because I know a few thousand people will be seeing this before Thursday, and I don't want to give all my secrets away, and then my Paint Party headquarters ladies can't get access to them. So hope y'all understand. So yes, join Paint Party headquarters, and then you will have, you'll know exactly how I get into all of that. Barbara says, I would love to join, but I can't afford it. I'm 76 and on Social Security. It's hard for me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Barbara. Are you going to try to do paint parties? Because if you do one paint party and you charge $35, which is the minimum, and usually you have 8 to 10 people at a time, you're going to be making a lot more than you think. A lot more than you think. Hey, Christina. Hi. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Shelly says, if I had waited in May, I'd be this far behind. Yes, Shelly, I am so glad you're in Paint Party headquarters. She is fun. She'll do lives in our group and share what's working. And then we have another lady. We all call her Aunt B. Her name's Brenda. She might be on here. And she's like the mother hen of all of us. And, a lot of times, people will do lives in their car, but they'll be parked. Well, it's so funny because if you're in a car and it looks like you're driving, Aunt B is going to get on you. Like, she will get on you. And it was so funny because she had just left Lowe's and she was doing a live talking about how she had just bought this. Yes, I watch y'all's lives whenever they do lives. A lot of times, Paint Party headquarters, you can practice your lives in there so that you can kind of get used to it before you go live in front of just anybody, right? And so it's a very safe place, very positive, safe place. But she was talking about how she got her saw, and it was funny because she was like, I'm pulling over, Aunt B. It was so funny because, we all we're all just watching out for each other, and we want to make sure nobody's driving while they're talking to a computer. Let's see, Deb says, Sprinkle the Love, used to have a ceramic shop, business classes, miss it a lot. I just love the little red trucks. Oh my gosh, these red trucks, man, they paid for so many Christmases last year. I mean, it was like the truck that keeps on giving. And this year it is popular again. And yeah, we are just loving those red trucks. I think Terry Mitten's Snowman is going to be seriously popular this year. And these are already popular, like seriously already popular. Christina says, hello, Heidi Easley. Hello. Thank you, Sherry, for sprinkling the love. Denise says, are you going to put headlights in the car and lights on the tree? And yes, I have all the light kits, so the lights will go in there and actually shine. I have a picture on my Facebook page. I'm just going to go right on top of this to make it faster. I'll paint on top. It's just taking too long. I don't want to have y'all sitting here forever. I'll go right on top of it. And this is what I do with my truck and tree. I just kind of paint it all. and then I go on top of it because it dries so fast. It'll be fine. But what was the question? Yes, the lights. I have a picture that shows this finished. If I could find it, how do you lose a really cute truck and tree? It's in all of my mess somewhere. It's here somewhere. Anyway, so once I find it, but there's a picture of it finished, almost finished. I take that back, almost finished, because I want to add a little bit more to the door. But it does have the lights in it, and it looks really, really cute. But yeah, you can make a really great profit if you price them right. Okay, let's see. Sherry, I just love watching you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you are here, and thank y'all all for sprinkling the love. We have a lot of questions. Where do you get the ceramic pieces? You will find out in Paint Party headquarters. Kimberly says, oh yes, my longest show is 5 hours. Oh my gosh. Kimberly, how do you talk for 5 hours? And do you still do those? I think my longest meetings have been 3, maybe 4. Nah, 3.5. I think 3.5 is the longest. Hey, Shauna. Oh, there's Aunt V. We were just I hope she heard it. We were just talking about her. She is so awesome. Sprinkling the love. And let's see, Pamela's on here. Let me know if you have questions. Rachel says Friday cannot come too soon. Hey guys, don't be confused though. You have to sign up before Friday. Like, you have to actually pay for Paint Party headquarters before Friday. Then on Friday, we are putting you with your mentors that are already members of Paint Party headquarters for those 10 days. But you'll actually get access to the group on Friday. But don't say, oh, I thought I was supposed to sign up Friday. No. You're supposed to sign up now. Sign up now, and then you're going to get a couple things through email, and then on Friday, you're going to, is that right, Brendan? The mentors will have their 10 people on Friday, and then they're going to make sure you get those 3 major things done, and they're going to be with you basically for 10 days, just making sure you get those 3 things done. But yeah, on Friday you'll have access to actually see everything in Paint Party headquarters, but we just want to make sure you don't come in like a chicken with your head cut off and you're like, I don't know where to go, I'm just so overwhelmed, I just want to learn everything Heidi's done in 10 years in 2 weeks. Why can't that happen? Like, you gotta breathe, people. Like, breathe. I mean, some of the emails that I'm getting, which, man, I am so excited for y'all's excitement, but I just want to like come across the screen and give you a big old hug and just go, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And a lot of those is because they took the challenge and they got it booked so fast that they're like freaking out because now they got to do the next thing. Sherry says, love how helpful you are. Oh, you are so welcome. Stacy says, she laughs out loud. I realized I was just watching and commenting on Sunday's live. That's okay. We need some comments over there too. Thank y'all. By the way, thank y'all for commenting because Facebook loves it. They feel like, you know, if people are commenting that it tells Facebook that people want to see more of this. So if you do like watching me paint a bumper or a snowman or a pumpkin or anything else, then make sure you're liking and commenting because that makes the Facebook world think, you know, that, okay, people are into this, and then they actually show it to people that probably how you found me, you know, from somebody liking, commenting, and then Facebook shared it more. So sometimes we don't know why we come across new people, but we do, and then we're like, oh yeah, they're doing something I want to do, or they're doing something really cool. So yeah, so I really appreciate all that. So yeah, Stacy, you just comment away on Sunday's live. My husband and daughter were on there for a minute. You'll have to watch. Let's see. Debbie says, LOL, I love sharing, but no. Heidi Easley, don't tell where. Hee hee hee. XO, y'all. Yeah, that is for the Paint Party headquarters girls. I am not telling y'all where we get these. That is for Brendan. If you accidentally told it, make sure you delete those posts. And don't be trying to bribe Brendan into telling you where we get these, because it is our secret as a Paint Party headquarters sister. Okay, Debbie Park said, so glad I joined. Love the red truck. This is going to be so much fun. Debbie, it is fun. And, you know, I always talk about this as a Paint Party adventure. I never talk about it as work. Because here's the thing. You don't know where God is leading you when you start this. And for those of y'all that are like, oh my gosh, she just said God. Like, she just talked about God. And when you go to sign up, you'll see, like, my whole mission is sharing God's love through art. And we openly, unapologetically talk about God. We are praying for you as you sign up. This is like, we are praying sisters in this group. We are praying for each other. We have a prayer and gratitude meeting every month. So I just want you to know, you don't have to be a praying girl to be a part of it, but I do want you to know coming in that it is very strongly emphasized, because we put God first, our family first, and then it's all about paint parties and things like that. So I just want you to know that, if that makes you uncomfortable, then I just want you to know, like, right away, because I can't separate the two, and I refuse to separate the two. And I know that is why my business has been successful, and I know that's why it's continually been successful, because anytime I'm freaking out, I stop and I have to pray for God to show me opportunities. This is why I teach the girls, and then I do the same thing I teach them. I stop, I pray for opportunities, and then I send out that message, which is right now, that challenge is on my blog. I double dog dare you to take it. And then I take action. I start taking action. And I think it's so important that, we always circle back to that, because we can't do this on our own. And then also having so many people that are doing the same thing all over the world. I mean, we have people all over the country, in addition to Canada, Australia, Sweden, just to name a few, all over that are doing this. And I think it's just so, so cool. Okay, let's see. Barbara says, I live in a trailer, so I don't have the room. Okay, so I lived in an 800 square foot house. I don't know how big your trailer is. You may be in like one of these, like a camper. That might be a little bit more challenging. But I lived in an 800 square foot house for almost 2 years and ran a full-blown, full-time paint party business out of it. Yes, there were some sacrifices. We did not have a guest room. The little bitty would have been a guest room, ended up being my office / studio where I held everything. Our garage did not hold a car. It held canvases. It held all of my easels. It held anything to do with my paint party business. Our dining room table for 1.5 years, we did not eat there. It was sacrificed for the good of the paint party business. I'm not saying you have to be as extreme as me, but I am saying that, when you're passionate and when you want to do something, like, you figure it out. And I'm just saying that with lots of love. But yeah, we lived in 800 square feet, and we literally, like, our kitchen table was my paint table, because we didn't have anywhere else to paint. My, garage was this. And even now that we're so blessed and lucky to have this awesome art studio that I'm so thankful for every day, it's still like, my life and my world in this house is, when people come over, they're like, does Bobby even live here? Because it's just so much art stuff, because it's all consuming. And I know how many of y'all out there that are artists, like, you just love it. Like, you have to have, like, it's just, you figure out a way, no matter how small the space is, you figure out a way if it's something you really want to do. I've found that to be true. When we really want something, we start to problem solve. And we're creative people. Like, we're creative people. We learn how to problem solve. And for those of y'all that are sprinkling the love across Facebook, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, here at the end, here in just a little bit, I'm going to be giving one of these away for free. And it will come with the lights and the light thing to go actually in it. So you'll get all of that for free. And then those of you that are joining Paint Party Headquarters, if you're like, what the heck is this? And you're just joining, sorry I'm repeating myself, but it's the place to be. We have about 600 members now. We have almost 200 that have just joined in the past like 40 hours. But you're going to get, this is exclusive. I just created this. It's been in my brain for about 6 months. But basically I created it out of necessity. I needed a paint party business planner and nobody was selling them. So I created one and it has every single thing that you could possibly need in here. And you get this as a part of Paint Party Headquarters. So you're going to get the e-version. You can immediately print it out as soon as you have access on Friday. And then the rest of y'all that are in Paint Party Headquarters, again, I am not selling it unless you're a member. And those of you that are in there, you can buy a hard copy version. So if you want to buy a hard copy version, you can. But you can print it too and just staple it, and that's fine. I also wanted to note, so in addition to my tutorials you get every month, I always have guests. So does anybody know Christy Hawkins from the Social Easel? Does anybody know, oh my gosh, what is her name? She did this one. I love this painting. Let me find it. Oh, here it is. Amanda Hilburn from the Bluebird. Does anybody know Amanda Hilburn? She's really awesome. She actually did this tutorial. It's all done in palette knife. Every bit of it is done in palette knife, and it is so much fun. So I don't do a lot of palette knife painting, but I did with Amanda Hilburn, and that's one of the tutorials as well. Does anybody know Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornment Decor? She's actually done 2 different things for y'all recently. And, oh, Brendan, could you let Ann know that we are not telling people where to buy this? They have to be in Paint Party Headquarters, and then we'll tell them where to get it for wholesale. Could you please let her know? She's messaging, and I want to say that because I know the company has limited ones, and I want to make sure. Sorry, guys, I love y'all, but Paint Party Headquarters Sisters, and you can join. You can join from now till Thursday. Tamara Bennett from Southern Dormant's Decor, she's actually done 2 different things for y'all. She's done the pumpkin latte. There's a tutorial in our library right now that you have access to use for your parties. She's also just now given a bonus that she gave me last week that is of a really cute, like an elf on the shelf. It's like a door hanger. And it has all the tracers, every single thing for that too. So the whole point of me saying this is because I get other guests, in addition to myself, I get other guests so that it's not just me. The other cool thing is I pick people in Paint Party Headquarters that are doing a really great job, or they have something really awesome to offer, and I ask them to be guests too. And so, you know, for example, the ceramic tree that Leanne sold about 500 and something pieces in just over a month. There's a full tutorial that she shows you how to paint it, exactly what to use on top, everything. And the girls are loving it. And then there's another girl named Julie who had done a really awesome winter deer tutorial that's beautiful. It has a lot of golds and stuff like that. So in addition to the painting tutorials, you're also getting a marketing hack and a social media hack every single month. So the first Monday of the month, you get a painting tutorial, step-by-step, tracers, JPEGs. You can literally use, I talked to somebody earlier today, and she was like, I'm just so happy to be a part of this. She's a studio owner, which, by the way, I teach mobile paint party businesses. However, there's a lot of studio owners that join us because they just want new ideas. Like, how many of y'all have, that are out there teaching paint parties that you're just like, I just need a new idea every once in a while. And it's worth $35 a month just to not come up with a new idea, just to be able to grab it and go. So the new ideas, then the second Monday of the month, you get the marketing hack. So we have flyers that are already created for you. We have marketing images that you can immediately use. So it's just a huge, huge time saver. I'll try to print some tomorrow so that I can share with you. And the coolest thing is you can like literally just drag and drop them. And then we also have a social media hack. So those of y'all that are starting to try to learn to grow your business through Facebook, you're going to have every month a new tip or trick that you can start adding to your toolbox and start using. What I do ask is that as a member of Paint Party Headquarters, I am extremely giving, like oversharing. Those of you ladies that are on here, if you can attest to that, you know, I really overshare. I always give a bonus every month, things like that. But once, like if you decide to leave, which we don't want you to leave, but we don't hold you hostage either. But if you decide to leave, it doesn't mean that because you were in there for 30 days, now you have access to this snowman, this palette, this, you know, raven pumpkin over there, you know, every single thing that I've given you access to for life. No, that is not how it works. So I always equate it to, if you're, you know, at the YMCA and you decide to quit, you don't take the Zumba instructor with you, you don't take the treadmill with you. So if you're in Paint Party Headquarters and then you decide to leave us, which we don't want you to, but we know sometimes things happen. If you do decide to leave us, make sure you're not thinking you have access to the vintage Santa for life or the truck and tree for life. You know, like these painting designs, yes, they will make you really great money, but these painting designs are for members of Paint Party Headquarters. So I just want to be clear with that, because our girls in Paint Party Headquarters, like I don't even have to police it. Like people will message me. It's so funny. I'll get messages and they're like, I don't think she's a part of our group. And so I'll handle those as they come up. But just be ethical with that. And I'm using some copper. I'm going to actually add some like wood grain to this in a little bit to make it look more realistic. But right now I'm just getting some kind of copper on there. Let's see. Stephanie says, will you need to cure these ceramics after they are painted? No, you do not. If not, what paint are you using? So we are using just acrylic. And the reason why we don't have to cure these is because they've already been fired once. This is a bisque that's already been fired once. So yeah, you need to be more careful with it, but it's been fired. And then we use acrylics, and then we use some glaze on top of that. So, so it just makes it really shiny. There's a bunch of different glazes that we share in Paint Party Headquarters that you can use. Thank you, Teresa, for sprinkling the love. Let's see, Becky says, I can't stand it. I'm going to sign up. Well, Becky, get on in there so we can write your name and put you on the prayer wall. We got to get your name on there. Let's see, who else? And I can't wait to help you, Becky. Elizabeth says, trying to sprinkle the love, but my Facebook is being wonky. Facebook is wonky sometimes. Glad I caught you at the start. Aw, I'm so glad, Sherry. Connie says, woohoo. Well, woohoo to you too. Brenda says, you had it on your table during this afternoon live. Where did it go? Did I? Somebody took my truck and tree. I have no idea. No idea. I don't know where it went. I don't know where. It was there today? Are you sure? Are you sure it was there earlier? We'll have to go back and check, because it has to be somewhere. Like, a truck and tree just doesn't go missing. Okay, let's see. Elba says, you won't be disappointed. Brenda says, Heidi, I know you could talk for 5 hours. We know I can. It's just that my voice will last for 5 hours. I can tell it's going. So we're going to see over the next 2 days how long it will last. Let's see. Rachel says, I have paid. Yay! Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Rachel. So if you were asking where these are from, I'm not going to tell you on here because, like I said, it only is for Paint Party Headquarters members, which I know you're one, but all that information is in our private Facebook group. That's where we mastermind. That's where we take over the world one paint party at a time. Okay, let's see. Kimberly says, it wasn't easy, but when you get the party going, the adrenaline kicks in. I do not do it anymore. 5 hours, man. That's insane. Oh, Brendan says mentors will have their mentees on Monday. Okay, so all of y'all that are joining and all of y'all that are new and have your name over there on the the prayer wall. I want y'all to know that Brendan just said that the mentees will be reaching out to you on Monday. So don't panic. You will have access to Paint Party Headquarters private Facebook group on Friday. If you watch that 18-minute video, you are going to know kind of how to start using it. And you're going to be able to have like a good start. So this weekend, you're just going to be able to have a blast. Go in there, see all that you want, watch some of the trainings, just really, kind of just enjoy it, but don't get too overwhelmed. Because again, we're going to really be holding your hand at the beginning of this process so that you don't get too overwhelmed. Let's see. Elizabeth says, am I the only one that looks for their name on the slips of papers during videos or pictures? Oh, Elizabeth. So I found a vet. She kept asking, can we find yours? Let me point this camera. So, that way. So there's all the names, and I have a whole slew of names we've got to write again. So I think we've added almost 200, like I said, 200 new members. We're at about 600 members now. So I'll try to do some like little filming and see if we can find y'all's name. But we are writing every single one of y'all's names. Rachel's been looking for her name too. That's awesome. Mary says, don't tell, I've got to do my application. Don't be telling. Hi, Lakila. Christine says, nice red truck. Thank you, thank you. And Catherine's here, Lori. Lori says, I love that you talk about God. We are nothing without him. Yes, yes, yes. And we definitely talk about God in that group. And we pray for each other. And there'll be times where someone will post. I mean, Lakila, I just said her name. She'll say, like, does anybody have prayer requests? We have a lot of prayer warriors in that group. And, that's their skill. Like, they can pray. I mean, like, when I pray, sometimes almost childlike, but I feel like, the way we talk to God is the way we talk to God. But there are some people that pray and they just bring you to tears, and we have a lot of those prayer warriors in that group. Debbie says, yes, he will lead you. You need to choose if you will follow. Yes. Pamela says, I joined earlier this year, wondering, do I get a mentor? That's a great question. Oh my gosh. Do you want one, Pamela? We didn't even think about that. If you still feel like you are not sure where things are at, because this is the first time we've introduced the mentors. So yeah, Pamela's feeling a little left out. We might need to get Pamela in on that mentor circle here. Let's see. Oh, thank y'all for sharing. Elizabeth says, I'm trying to paint and answer at the same time. So, because I know y'all are waiting. Y'all are just waiting for this prize. I know that's what it is. So I'm going to try to wrap it up a little bit. Pamela says, what did she say? I have been doing what you do about asking God to show me opportunities. Such a small thing, but huge impact. Yeah, here's the thing. God's timing is perfect. Sometimes we get so in our own head and we get so confused. Y'all, I have been at every stage of this. From feeling like a rock star, thinking I'm on top of the world, teaching 120 people at once, to canceling a party and thinking, like, who am I to do this? Like, who am I? Oh my gosh, I can't believe, like, I can't even teach a paint party. I mean, you just go through these highs and lows. And I think that's where I can really, really help you, because I can cut through that confusion for you. So when you are literally like, oh, this was great, I had a massive party and massive success, and then all of a sudden a party cancels and you literally are like, on the bottom of the shower floor thinking it's all over, I can tell you from experience from, basically 10 years of doing this and many years doing this full time, is you will have these ups and downs. It's taken me a long time to go from, yay, I'm the best paint party teacher in the world, to, oh my gosh, this sucks, I'm awful and nobody likes me. Yay, I have a great party, and oh my gosh, this is awful, I don't even have money for groceries. Yay, this is the greatest, everybody gets Christmas, even my neighbors, to, oh my gosh, this sucks so bad, how am I going to pay my rent, right, or my mortgage? So I have felt all of those feelings. Like, I know exactly how you feel. And I am not saying this from a person who has taught paint parties once in a blue moon. I am saying this from a person who is currently teaching paint parties. I have a party on Thursday. I don't know why I scheduled it on the day of, the doors closing on Paint Party headquarters, but who knows? Maybe I'll do a live while I am in my party. But here's the thing. I am a person who literally is still teaching paint parties, and I try to do 2 to 4 a month still. Because first off, it is great money. Like, great money. When I could do Christmas paint parties and have 20 people paying me $40 a pop, that's $800 before my expenses. Why would I want to give that up? Like, that's like a whole Christmas. Like, that's like a really great Christmas, right? So why would I want to give that up? Number one. Number two, I still do it because I want to make sure that I always have my finger on the pulse for you. I want to make sure that I know, I had to cancel a paint party last week that was out of state. It was in Florida. It was a party I've done for many years. And there was a hurricane, and we had to cancel it because we weren't sure if the hurricane was going to hit. And it was just really stressful for everybody. And in the past, I would have been like this total, oh my gosh, this is awful. I'm never going to be able to teach. I would have went to that place because I used to do that. I used to be an emotional roller coaster when it came to my paint parties. And now that I've done it for so long, and I know it is just seriously a part of the process, I can easily tell y'all, guys, it's going to be okay. Just because you've canceled a paint party today doesn't mean you're not going to have a paint party of 10 next week, or it doesn't mean that you're not ever going to have a paint party again, or that you're not going to have a very awesome, a Christmas paint party where, we had somebody post in our group. She had posted one of her signs, and I taught her about prepays, and she had never done prepays before, and she's like, oh my gosh, I think she had 40 people prepay. 40 people prepay. And she's like, oh my gosh, really? This is insane. Because what you don't want to do is a lot of people do this business and they think, oh, people said they're going to come on Facebook event. No, I could care less. I'll do a Facebook event, you better believe it. But I do not count those numbers of people interested on Facebook events. How many of you have said you're interested? Right now, I got interested in a Lauren Daigle concert. I got interested in a Jamie Johnson concert. And I'm pretty sure both of those days I'm busy. And I can't go, right? But I put interested because I want to hear about it. I want to know what's going on. I want to know when it's going on, right? You want to know, right? So you cannot count that. But whenever you can start learning how to get prepays, which, a lady in our group said, oh my gosh. And I think she sold out 2 different parties with prepays. So how much stress would that relieve? First off, knowing that you're going to show up at a party that's already paid for. That it's been paid for. You're ready. You have the money in your account. You can buy the supplies. You know who's coming. Also, people usually don't cancel if they've already paid. Number 2, how awesome is it to know that you can show up, do an awesome job, pray for these women. Like I said, my whole mission is sharing God's love through art. It doesn't mean that I have to run around, yelling God's name every time I'm, doing something. I don't have to do that, but I can also show love, and people are going to know that you're different. People are going to know that, man, I like being around her. I'm not really sure why, but I like it. She's, there's something different about her, and you can do that through these paint parties. Let's see. Let me see if there's any other questions on that. Let's see. Let me drink my tea while I'm reading because I do not want to lose my voice. And by the way, I'm about to announce the winner. So hang tight. Thank y'all for commenting. And if you have not joined Paint Party Headquarters yet, you have till Thursday at midnight. I don't want to hear, I'm so sorry, I missed the day by 1. Please let me in. Don't give me that. You've been warned. And then we will open the doors again to the public in May of 2020. So think about the risk versus reward. I don't know about y'all, but I have spent more at the dollar store buying crap I didn't even need. Let me show you. Let me show you what me and Pixie bought the other day. She wanted to decorate the house for Halloween. We hadn't even done it yet, but we spent all this money. I'd never spent this much at the dollar store. I think it was like $30. There was like 3 other bags. We got this. I hate these things. I hate them. They like stick on the windows. Ugh, hate them. Pixie wanted them. She's gonna decorate the house. So I was trying to be sweet, and they're only $1, so I thought, okay. But I hate them. And then, oh, this is for me. This is for my paint parties. We bought a bunch of ribbon for paint parties. And by the way, for your paint parties, you can get really cute ribbon at the dollar store. And then you can mix and match and get other ribbon from like Lowe's. Then we had to have these because, I mean, who doesn't want maple leaf light ups, right? Like these are a must from the dollar store. So what I'm saying is when you think about the risk versus the reward, that just flew all across the kitchen. And when you think about the risk versus the reward, you know, like it's $35. You take the risk for $35. What could possibly happen for taking that risk of $35? You know, all of the, hi Blue, hey Pix, all of the shortcuts you could take, all of those things that you could do for $35. Like seriously, like don't go out to eat once this month, you know, and try it and just see. But I'm always of the person of like, you know, if there's something you want to learn, find somebody who's doing it already successfully and then do whatever they're doing. Like find the person that you want to try to do what they're doing and then copy them. And Paint Party Headquarters, man, when I first started this, I was stalking Tiffany from the Tipsy Artist. Like that was like, so I just love her so much. And I was like, oh my gosh, she has these huge parties and my dream is like to have these big parties. And I was just, everything she posted on YouTube, I was just watching like, what brushes is she using? You know, where is she putting that? You know, I mean, I was like watching, where did the paper towel go? Like every single detail, I was watching and learning. And I seriously was like, okay, if Tiffany from the Tipsy Artist would have been like, here is a lovely mentorship program for $35 a month, and I'll teach you everything I know, and you'll be able to do this, you know, a zillion times faster than you ever would before. Do you think I would have given Tiffany from the Tipsy Artist $35? I would have given her way more than that. But that's beside the point. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I personally spend almost $1,000 a month on my own business coaches because I want to learn from the best. I want to learn from people who I trust and know that have success and that are doing certain things that I'm looking up to move to the next level. And then I am constantly studying, constantly. So yeah, I'm a person who shares a lot, but also when the doors close on Thursday, you know, my focus is on those women. Okay, let's see. Elizabeth, I love that you said that. Michelle says, I snuck out of work for the prayer meeting. It was so wonderful and refreshing to be in that moment. The timing for you and this group was perfect. Oh, thank you, Michelle, for saying that. Yeah, it was an awesome prayer meeting. We went over a little bit, but that's okay. Sheree, oh, my mother-in-law's on here. She says, you're not a rock star, you are an art star. Your star is so bright. Love you, girl. Oh, that's very profound. Thank you, Riri. Everybody say hi to Sheree. That's my mother-in-law. She's usually not on my lives very often, so y'all hit her up. Say hi, Sheree. Okay, so Karen says, right now my drinking tin takes us covered with paints. My drinking tin tanks, I bet, us covered with paints. I'm not sure if I'm reading that exactly right. Lori says, I live in 900 square feet. You have plenty of room, Lori. I did it in 800 square feet. If I can do it and run a full-blown paint party business out of 800 square feet, you can do it with 900 square feet. I have faith in you. Lakila says, no, it doesn't, and you use regular acrylics. Heidi's probably using Deco Arts. Yes, a mix of Deco Arts and a mix of another kind that I have not shared yet with Paint Party Headquarters. But I can't say it on here, or I will give away where you can get this, and I want to save that for you. for the Paint Party headquarters people. Lakila says you will not regret it. I love Lakila. She makes me crack up all the time. Her and Shelly, they are two jokesters in our group. They are so fun. And Pamela says, I love to create and paint. I find things off the beach. God instructed me to pick up most, and he would show me a visual of what it would be. So good, so blessed. That is awesome. So my mom does a lot of shell art. So she's like a shell expert. The woman can dig for shells for hours, and it bores me to tears. Like, Mom, if you're watching, I love you, and I'm sorry, but I do not like to pick up shells. Like, it is very boring to me. Some of you, she doesn't like to paint. That's okay. We all have things we like, right? I obviously love to paint. I just want to paint everything. But she loves to pick up shells, and she will make the coolest stuff out of shells. So yeah, I bet you and Pamela, my mom and Pamela, would get along really well, because she comes up with some really, really cool stuff. I'm like, Mom, you could sell that on Etsy. Like, you could really make some extra money doing that, because it's really good. Allison's watching. Hi, Allison. Allison is one of my dear friends who is very crafty. She makes diaper cakes, and I'm always like, girl, you need to put those in a boutique. She makes the best diaper cakes I've ever seen. Very talented. And she basically has done our entire Christmas tree of ornaments. She makes ornaments every year. You better not stop. If you do stop, just make sure you make us one still. She does these really cool ornaments every year, and pretty much our Christmas tree is Allison's ornaments and tinsel. Like, that's all we got going on, is Allison's ornaments and tinsel. Karen says, right now my dining room table is covered in paints. That's a friend of mine right there. When you can cover your dining room table in paints, yep, that's the best thing ever. Yeah, I have painted many paintings on my dining room table. Many, many paintings. Teresa says, I have just barely scratched the surface on what she teaches and have already learned so much. You will not regret joining. Oh, thank you, Teresa, for saying that. And guys, like I said, I'm constantly learning myself. You can ask Brendan. There are certain hours of the day that I use for training and learning and growing. So, a lot of people ask me, like, we do have an Instagram training in Paint Party headquarters. And a lot of people are asking, like, hey, are you going to train us on Instagram? Is this happening or whatever? There is an Instagram training. But I will tell you right now, Instagram is not how I book my parties. When I figure out, and I'm learning and I'm growing, but when I figure out that Instagram equals a Paint Party booking, you will be the first. Well, Paint Party headquarters will be the first to know how that happened. But currently what is working is it's not working through Instagram. With that being said, I still have a training to get you started, and I still currently post to Instagram. But I promise you, like, there's a lot of times where I'll be doing something to test it to see if it works for you first. Because I don't want you to waste time. Debbie says, yes, love Amanda Hilburn. Yes, this is Amanda Hilburn's design. She is a guest in our group, and it's all palette, and you have rights to this as a member. I think that's going to be a really great one. Oh, and then Rita, she's a member. She took it another step. She actually wrote something up here. It looks gorgeous. So I'm actually I asked Rita, I was like, do you mind if I do that on mine too? And she's like, of course. And so I'm going to actually do that to mine and add that extra little touch. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Brendan. Kim says, yes, love Tamara and Amanda. Yes, we have lots of fun stuff. Mary says, the Christmas cow tutorial was amazing. Yes, that is from Sue, one of our members. She is so super talented. And Nikki says, someone else's creative ideas. Yes, new ideas are fabulous. I'm telling you, that is the thing to really realize, is that, when you don't have to come up with stuff and you can write it off, like, as a part of your business expense, man, it just saves so much time. Let's see, is it bad to have a party at the house? It's not bad, but I don't love it. I teach you not to do that, because you're taking away the environment of the party environment. Unless your house is just like the party house, I've had I had a slime and paint camp at my house during the summer one year, and my husband said never again, because we ended up doing a watercolor and salt project. We had salt. I mean, it was pretty calm until then. We did slime every day for 4 days. We did paintings. We even did splatter paint. But man, you get watercolor and salt with 20 kids in your house, and you literally are covering the place. Like, I mean, it was insane. Bobby vacuumed, I vacuumed, like it was just, he was like, no, this ain't happening. Because a few times like that, you're going to destroy your house. When you can keep it contained, you know, and again, it was pretty ambitious. We had like a 6-hour-a-day camp. I mean, I don't teach that. I don't teach them. I made that mistake and I learned from it, and I don't teach all that. So just know all the mistakes I've made are things that I teach you to not do. But I've also had a paint party at my house, and it was fine. It was with some ladies that I knew. But it really does take away the vibe. So my art studio where I can just have fun, and if you saw the other side of this, you would be like, oh my gosh, you're a disaster, Heidi. I mean, you know, I can make it messy, I can do what I want, and I don't have to really clean it up until I'm ready to clean it up. And it takes away the vibe. So when you're at a restaurant and you got the music cranking, and you know, you have fun door prizes, and people are, you know, ordering food and nachos and maybe a margarita, like it's just a different vibe than when they come to your house. And it's harder to have repeat clients that way. So I really think the restaurants, the country clubs, even church events, private parties at other people's houses go over really well. That's how I made a lot of my money when I first started. Tammy says, very giving of her time in paintings. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Yes, she's in Paint Party headquarters. I didn't get notified in time. Samantha, maybe I'm missing something. If you didn't get notified in time, the doors are open. So those of you watching right now and you're like, maybe I'll try this out. Maybe I want to get in there and get this. Maybe I want to get in there and get all those tutorials. Maybe I need to learn some more marketing tricks. Marketing is 90% of this. And I just want y'all to know that I have paint in my hair. Red paint. I just want y'all to know that I live, breathe, eat, sleep marketing. Like, love it. I mean, that is what I love to devour. I'm constantly trying to figure out what is the newest way to make this work for y'all, because we are always constantly changing. If you're doing the same thing you've always done and you're like, why is my business kind of failing? That is why. You have to always be changing. And because you're a member of Paint Party headquarters, you don't have to think about that, because I'm doing all that for you. And now we're, 600 members strong? These aren't just all beginners. These are people all over the world that are doing paint parties. I know we can talk to our families about our paint party business, but they don't understand. My husband, I can only talk to him for so long and he starts to glaze over. But guess where I can go to talk about paint parties all day long? Paint Party headquarters! It's like my favorite place ever. So we all understand. We all understand the craziness that's going on in life. We all understand that we're people, that we have things happening in our lives. That's why we pray for each other. We understand that it's not just about paint parties. It's about sharing God's love through art. And we just have this awesome vehicle to be able to do that. And not only do that, but be able to make money doing that as well. Okay, we have another person sprinkling the love. Thank you, Tammy. Kimberly says, I'm so glad I joined again. I'm battling breast cancer right now, and I had to drop off a few months ago, but I missed y'all too much. Kimberly, I am so sorry about the breast cancer, and we make sure you put a post in there so we can specifically pray for you. Like I said, there's 600, probably going to be more by Friday. And yeah, again, I was just talking about that. I was talking about we're humans. We have things going on. We're people with dreams and hopes and desires, and unfortunately sometimes bad things like that. And so I just want you to know, Kimberly, we missed you, and I'm glad you're back. And I'm so sorry about what you're going through. And we'll be praying for you. And just just glad you're with us. We're so happy we can maybe wrap our arms around you and just, help you through in any way we can. Pam says, hey, 2 lives I caught in one day. I know, this week you're going to see me all the time, but then it changes. So if you don't join Paint Party Headquarters, you'll notice Heidi goes away quite a bit because I'm posting and doing trainings for Paint Party Headquarters. And Tammy says, I'm so blessed to be a PPHQ sister. Oh, thank you. Diane says, you are so much fun to watch. Oh, thank you. So Michelle says, so I should call in sick Monday to work. Don't call in sick. I am not here telling anybody to quit your day jobs. I will not tell you that. Guys, I am very conservative when it comes to making sure, I'm not a person that's like, yeah, you're doing paint parties, quit your day job and it's all going to be great. No, like I literally, if you read my story or you're new to my story, we went bankrupt over 10 years ago. Felt like a total loser, by the way. Like, did not talk about it for many, many years. Openly, would never think I would be talking on a live and saying it like I am now. But you can read on my blog. I have a whole blog about what happened. But long story short, because that happened, I did not and would not just quit my full-time teaching job until I knew my paint parties would cover what I was making. And so it got to a point where we were at that place where, I was teaching full-time. I was doing as many paint parties as I possibly could, running myself really honestly ragged, because I just wanted to make sure before I took that step. And once I took that step, I was terrified, terrified. We have a sweet lady in our group now. She was at the prayer meeting yesterday, and she was like, today's the first day of me actually being fully self-employed. And, we were so excited for her and praying for her because we know what that feels like. Like, I know that feeling of, is this going to work? And so I'm not that person that's like, quit your day job and good luck. I'm not. Like, I'm more of a person of, if this is something you want to pursue full time, then you kick butt at it and you go for it and you do it. But make sure that you're doing it right and you get a handle on it before you just, I'm quitting. So don't call in sick. You might want to just to but you'll have access to the group on Friday. So you want to make sure that you are putting those things in place so that you're not just like, it's all going to be fine and everything's great, because you do want to get used to it. You want to get used to the cycle. January is a hibernation month for me. I have some really, really cool things planned for Paint Party Headquarters, so don't worry. But I do a ton of parties between now and December 20th. I encourage y'all to do a ton of parties between now and December 20th. And then I really strongly, it's in the Bible. It talks about seasons and times of rest and, times when we're pushing hard and times when we're calmer. If we ran on 150% at all, y'all see this side of me 150% like the Energizer Bunny, but my family sees the side when I crash. I can't run at this pace forever. And that, I can't. So I have seasons where I'm going, and then I have seasons where I'm crashed. And, and it's normal. We're not supposed to be 150% all of the time. You'll know when you come into Paint Party Headquarters, we have a very, very strong policy. This weekend might be a little different. But Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I don't check the group's questions for a reason. So Monday through Thursday, I'm in the group. I'm answering questions at least twice a day. I'm constantly in there. I'm shooting videos. If things come up and I need to tell y'all, like something happened and this is working really great, like I'll do an impromptu live. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it takes everything I have. Like if I'm scrolling through Facebook and I'll see one of y'all's happy, I just did a party and it was wonderful, or I don't know, I need help with this. It takes everything in my being to not reply or not like. because I want you to know that you need to put your family first. You need to have times when you can plug it, you can turn it on and you can turn it off. And so, I can't sit here and say I put God first and I put family first and then 100% be in Paint Party headquarters. That would be a lie. That would be me being a hypocrite. So when you, on the weekends, people know, the people in Paint Party headquarters will know, you can still ask questions, you can still be in there. And like I said, we have hundreds of people and there's lots of people in there that are answering questions. I mean, Lakeela, like I'll go in on Mondays and I'll see Lakeela's like, I've seen her answer like 10 questions and I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I'll kind of scroll through and I'll see everybody just kind of jumping in and helping each other. But I want y'all to know that I purposely do that to show you that it is okay to take a break. It's okay to not be 100% on all the time. And I really think that when you are creating this Paint Party adventure, that you don't do it the way I did it when I first started. I made those mistakes. I was running myself ragged. I've seen other people do it. And I know now that you can still make great money if you do things smart. If you work smarter, not harder. And I know that's cheesy, it rhymes, the poet didn't know it. But if you work smarter, not harder, and you schedule them instead of running around doing a party of 2, a party of 3, but you really start to learn how to get these parties like once a month at a restaurant and really learn the marketing of it and know that you're going to fail and it's okay. Know that sometimes you're going to have a party that cancels and it's okay. All of those things are going to happen and it's okay. But picking yourself back up because you don't know what's going to happen the next party. The next party could be 40 people and pay for your mortgage. The next party could pay for your Christmas. The next party could pay for your summer vacation. We have, people that are opening up creative accounts and they're using it for a summer vacation. One of my big goals right now is to go to New York City again. I love New York City at Christmas time. And so one of my big goals is to have a paint party that's big enough to pay for all of the expenses and not just like halfway to New York City. Like I want to go to a Broadway show. I want to spend money ice skating. I want to eat out every single meal, which you have to when you're in New York City. But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to like have to find the McDonald's. I want to go to like a restaurant, And so it doesn't matter what your goals are. But find a goal and that in this planner that you'll get as a member, you'll see in there, there's some goals in here. Like there's like areas for goal planning. There's areas for boundaries. I'm telling you guys, you have to schedule it in. If you don't have boundaries set up, that you can be booking paint parties like a mad woman and then all of a sudden you've lost your life. I've done that before. I had to miss my grandma's 90th birthday party because I had a paint party scheduled. And I hate that. I hate that I had that scheduled and I didn't have any wiggle room. And there were, too many people coming and I couldn't cancel it. And I hate that I missed that. Like, that makes me really sad. So I want you to approach it differently than all the mistakes I've made. And that's where I can really help you cut through the overwhelm, cut through the frustration, and really, really help you through that. Okay, so Lakeela, here's one of our prayer warriors. She's so awesome. She says, Kimberly, be vigilant in the spirit against the enemy. We cover you with our prayers. Be vigilant in treating your symptoms in the natural. Be good to yourself. You are loved. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you, Lakeela. Lakeela is a prayer warrior, man. Her prayers make me cry. She prayed one time at the prayer meeting. Brenda's prayed before. Charlotte, one of our new members, prayed recently. We were all crying. That was just Monday. We were crying Monday. Yeah, we have a lot of fun, but I also am a crier. Just gonna tell you, heads up. And Stacy says, how long do you have the membership open again? I was just offered a new job and I'm trying to get my ducks in order to see if I can afford the time and money to do this now as well, or maybe plan on it in the spring. Stacy, if you are ever going to join a paint party headquarters, join now. right now is when all of the pumpkins, the Christmas, it is the easiest time to get your feet wet with paint party businesses right now. I am saying that with all of my being. If you, like, I opened the doors last year, this year in January, and I'm not doing it again this year in January. Because what I found is that, of course January is harder to schedule a paint party. So I got all of these women in there, and they're so excited, and then it's crickets. Because January, everybody just spent their money for Christmas. Like, they just spent it. So definitely do it now. And the reason why is the way I teach you is I teach you to schedule your parties, get prepays, so the money is coming in before you buy your supplies. So yeah, I know you started a new job. Congrats on that. That's awesome. Definitely take the new job, but try to just do one. Quit using your teeth. Oh, try to just do one party a month. Just get your feet wet. Yeah, I really struggle with this. I don't need to do that. Let's see, sprinkle the love. Thank y'all for sharing. Let's see, I want to mentor section. Oh, Pam wants in the mentor section too. I think we opened up a can of worms. We are definitely going to be doing this from now on, the mentoring for that 10 days. And the mentors, I told them, I was like, it's only, what is going on with this hair? Something's happening. I don't know. Oh well, it's late. Yeah, something, the mentor it's only like a 10-day that they're going to be helping you, but don't worry. I mean, we're all in there helping each other. I just don't want you to get lost in the cracks. Samantha says, you're an answer from God for me. Oh, thank you for saying that, Samantha. I'm really excited. Like, I am really, truly honored that you trust me to help you. Like, yeah, I really, when I say I overshare and I try to over deliver for y'all, I really, truly want the best for y'all. And if I can be a small part of what's going on with this section of your life, this part of your life, I would love to be a part of it and help you through. And just because you do paint parties this season doesn't mean you're stuck doing paint parties for life. Like, some people, they get into this and they do it for a while, they make some extra money, and then, a new season comes to life. Or, they realize, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, and now I'm able to, I get more commissions. Or, I have mural projects all the time. I'm meeting someone tomorrow to look at a VW bus. And she's a lady that has come to many of my paint parties. Awesome lady. And she asked me, because she knows I paint, she wants to see if I can paint blacklight painting in a VW bus. Of course I want to do that. That is like the coolest job ever. But I don't go around advertising that I'm a VW bus interior painter. No, because I know that the easiest way for me to make money, the fastest way, is to teach paint parties. I know that I can make money way fast doing that versus commissions. However, I do commissions, I do mural projects, and I have found that all of those have come from me meeting new people at paint parties. Let's see. Kathy says, nothing happens in God's world by mistake. That's the truth. Very true. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, we all have something going on in our life. We all have things that we've done. Some of the mistakes I've made in my past, like, God's grace is so good. That's all I'm going to say about that. God's grace is so good. And if we just, my word of the year is obedience. If we're just obedient, regardless if you decide to be a part of Paint Party Headquarters or not, I wish you tons of success. Like, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Regardless if you decide or not. I mean, go out there and do what you want to do and try it. And I'm rooting for you. We need more people teaching paint parties, getting people off their phones, having fun together. Just all of that. It's just fun. And it's fun. I mean, it's just fun. I mean, how many of y'all that teach paint parties go, okay, I'm leaving for work. No, we don't say that. We're like, we're going to a party. You know, we're going to make $800 in a few hours. I mean, it's fun. It's fun and it's exciting, and it's, you know, we get to use our talents in this cool way and meet new friends. And I don't know, I am so grateful for it. Sherry says, yes, bill stress. Yeah, getting rid of bills is very helpful too. I meant to say I want a mentor too, please. Okay, Pam. I think, Pam, you just joined, right? Or did you join before? Sorry, if you have joined before, I just want to apologize. I've seen so many names this week that my brain is starting to not even know my own name. So just know that, that is why. Barbara says, you go to Florida. Yes. Okay, so I used to live in Florida for 10 years, and that's where I started my first business, my surfboard painting business. And then we ended up moving back to Texas, and I still go to Florida, you know, usually once, maybe twice a year. And then I do paint parties in Florida. So we do traveling paint parties, and it helps pay for the trip. It helps pay for our expenses. You know, it's a nice write-off, and we get to hang out with really cool people. So we did a paint party, me and Pixie, for 5 years. We've done traveling paint parties where we pack up our vehicle, we drive 4 states, we do all kinds of fun stuff. We've stayed with Brenda, who is in Paint Party headquarters. We've stayed with Rita and her husband, who is in Paint Party headquarters as well. And you know, they opened up their home to me, and we had a lot of fun. And then I did paint parties, and it's really cool because you can make this adventure whatever you want. Like, you can turn it into whatever. You don't have to be crazy like me and travel across state lines. Like, you can do paintings, you know, paint parties 10 miles from your home. But just so you know, again, we're problem solvers, we're artists, we're creatives. You can make it into really cool stuff, like cool things, and have fun doing it. So there's all kinds of really exciting things that you can do once you start to get your feet wet. Lakila says he's faithful to do it. He loves himself some Sherry. Be observant of anything that keeps coming up in your life. It may not be the thing you're praying about, but it may be what the Holy Spirit needs to deal with so that you are praying for can be released. Wow, we're getting deep. Yeah, she's really, really good. I love Lakila so much. Let's see. Yes, the love of God flows from you. Aww. Pam says, constant contact or PayPal for payment is the same thing. Great question. We go into full trainings on that, but I'll give a little bit on here. So you want to have a pay... I so want to turn this camera. My husband and my daughter, they're nuts. Hey, will you please cook me a frozen dinner?
I'm cooking that.
I'm so hungry. Don't judge. I'm gonna get better at cooking, but right now we eat a lot of frozen dinners. There's these really good like pot pies that are like, I don't think they're organic, but they're...
You're not getting a pot pie.
There's no more pot pies?
No, you're getting meatballs.
You're cooking meatballs? I don't want any meatballs, I want a pot pie.
Never mind, you're getting a pot pie.
Yes, I get a pot pie. Yay! So anyway, they're not, I don't think are they organic, honey?
No, they're just from Australia.
Are they called Boomerang?
Yeah.
They're called Boomerang. They look like they're healthier than a Stouffer's. They're really good. I don't think
All
they're...
natural.
It says all natural, but you can't... Some days they trick you. Some days they trick you. They say all natural, then you start reading the ingredients and it ain't all natural. But anyway, they're really good and they don't hurt my stomach. And a lot of foods hurt my stomach, so I have to be careful. What was I saying? Anyway, those crazies in there, Pixie was on his back and they were like jumping around like spiders. Like half the time Bobby's running around the house, you know, in his underwear.
Hey.
He's yelling. He's always running around in his underwear and I'm like, I am on a live. Like, dude, like, you're going to be on a live. And Pixie's doing the chicken dance. Like,
Peacock.
Peacock, yeah. This family is hilarious. Okay, Pam, let me get back to what I was saying. So you do want to open up a PayPal account, like a business PayPal account. And then we have a training that talks about constant contact. I only recommend constant contact if you are, natural is the same thing as organic. Oh, we're good. She says natural is the same thing as organic. Thank you. Dirt is natural. Shannon says dirt is natural. We can use some dirt. Y'all are awesome. I only recommend doing constant contact if you're doing 2 or more parties. I do highly recommend that you use the link that is like, it's kind of like a market partner, which basically means that if you use my link, you're going to have access to the event landing page feature. Now, the reason why that is important is because, and I promise you I'm about to announce the winner. Because the reason why that's important is because you don't have to have a website. It basically, you tie it to PayPal, and again, there's a full-blown training on this. You tie it to PayPal, and then it's going to route you to where it looks like a landing page, a website. If you're confused and you're like, what is Heidi talking about? Go to Texas Art and Soul, go to my events, click on events, and then pick on the local goat, for example, the one that's happening on the 26th. If you click on that, it's going to take you to an event landing page that looks like it's a website. So I only recommend you doing that if you're doing 2 or more parties. And in the training, I tell you why that's important. Kimberly says, my daughter loves those window stickies. Stupid window stickies. Nikki says, I found you last May and didn't jump in. Kicked myself for so long after. So as soon as registration opened this time, I was in. Yay! I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, Nikki, we are so glad you're here. Welcome. And if we don't have your name written down yet on the prayer wall, we will soon. Let's see. They're not the same, Pam. But when you get into that training, make sure you watch that training and we'll lead you to it. Let me know if you have questions on it. And it's in the units, yes. Shannon said, I just now saw the email for this. Eep, LOL. Yeah, I've been talking forever, so we've been on here for quite a while. Okay, so this is not finished. I want you to know this is not finished, so don't judge. But there are, we have a very strict rule in my house. A long time, like when I'm creating paintings, Bobby or Pixie would walk by, or especially Pixie when she was younger, she would be like, she'd be like, Mom, that does not look good. And I'm like, I am not done. Like when you're in the middle of painting something, like paintings don't come together till the last like 10 minutes. Like, and I tell, like even that one right there that I'm pointing at, like that thing doesn't come together till the last 10 minutes. It's like when you start adding snow and the dots and the outlinings and all that, it starts to like really spruce itself up. So I always tell the people at my paint parties the same thing. I'm like, you are not allowed to judge it till the last 10 minutes, like until it's done. So I would be, working on something so excited, and then Pixie would walk by and she'd be like, Mom, that does not look good. Like she didn't have a filter, right? And so it would like really hurt my feelings, and I'd be like, because I'm a creative person, I'm a sensitive soul, right? And so I'd be like, really? And then it would like, take me away from it, and then I wouldn't want to finish it. And so it happened a few times with Bobby and Pixie, and then I was like, no, new rule. You are not allowed to talk about my art until I've asked for your opinion. Because I'll be working on stuff sometimes for days in here, and unless I've asked them like, hey, how do you think this is going? By the way, best thing ever, glitter glue. This is my favorite. Decor Art Craft Twinkies. No, I like Twinkies. This says Craft Twinkles. I do really like Twinkies. I just can't buy them very often because I'll eat the whole box. So on that note, yes, use glitter glue. But I highly recommend you have that rule. If you're new to painting, we had somebody yesterday join that says she just wants to do the painting tutorials. And that's fine. If you're like, hey, I just want to learn some painting skills, and it's $35 a month, and every month I get access to learn a new painting tutorial, and then of course, do that. Use it that way. But know that the conversation is strongly talked about Pink Party business because that's where we live, breathe, eat, sleep, everything. So start getting used to your painting, start getting used to doing this stuff, and then I'm going to show you something else I'm going to put on here that's going to be really fun. Can anybody guess who knows me already? Who can guess? Let's see if I can find it. Okay. One of my favorite products, Snow-Tex. I love some Snow-Tex. So this is not just for ceramics. I use this on the vintage Santa, and you have rights to this in Paint Party headquarters. You can see I used glitter. I use lots of Snow-Tex. Oh, hold on. It's like, see how puffy it is? I let my customers use this because it is a blast and it's fun. Yes, 24 karat gold Laquila, my favorite color. Actually, I'm going to use Snow-Tex, but my little wagon does need some 24 karat gold. That's my favorite paint is right here. I use this for pretty much everything I do. Love, love, love this paint. This has Snow-Tex on it. And guys, when you're offering like more like metallics and fun stuff, I know they cost a little bit more, but I have some tricks up my sleeve in Paint Party headquarters that I'm telling you, that's where it's all happening. That shows you how to get discounts on paint, possibly even free paint, things like that you can watch that training. And I highly recommend that you do those trainings. Hey Debbie, hey Karen, hey Lynn, Carol's here. Let's see. Sharon says hi, mom-in-law. Dining room table. Okay. Hi, Melanie. Pamela says Melanie is a very talented artist. Oh my gosh, so talented. Okay, let me make sure there's no more questions while I add the Snow-Tex, and then I'm gonna announce the winner. So I'm gonna pick somebody who's been commenting and sharing, and then I'm going to ship you one of your own with the lights that you can paint yourself. And you can just use acrylics. You don't have to buy special paint. But I will be shipping it to you next week. We have a lot of happy mail going out because in all my lives, this week we have been announcing that if you're sharing or commenting, so you can go back and look at my other lives from this week and share and comment. And then we're going to be picking people to send happy mail to. And we will literally message you. It'll probably be from Brendan, and she'll ask for your address. And then me and Pixie love to go shopping for you. So and I do this too in the group. I'll do a challenge, and then I'll go shopping for people. And then I'll say, okay, so-and-so won. We did have an adventure challenge, because again, it's not just about paint parties. It's about living a creative life and sharing God's love through art. So we had this summer an adventure challenge, and people had to go on an adventure. It didn't have to cost money, but you had to go on an adventure, and you had to take a picture and post it in our group. Well, we picked 3 different winners, and so I'm going to go shopping for them next week too. And so next week is going to be a fun shopping week, because we have a lot of fun prizes to give away. So you could go back to my old videos that I've been doing this week and comment and share, and then I'm going to be picking people to give happy mail to. So if you get a message that says, from Brendan, that says, what's your address, Heidi's sending you a present, make sure you send your address, because, oh, I put it on the, well, I guess that might be kind of cool. We'll put some there. So yeah, make sure you send your address, because it's true. I really do. It takes me a little while to ship it, and the shipping usually looks like a 2-year-old did it, but I really do ship out happy mail. And love sharing with y'all that way. Okay, so let's see. I can't wait to order my trees. You sold me on no firing. Go PPHQ. Yeah, no firing this. And I don't recommend doing, don't do cups and dinnerware, because we don't have kilns. I'm not teaching you to go get a kiln and fire and use glaze. And I know how to do that because, again, I was an art teacher, and we did that in school with the kids. But no, this is all acrylic. They will take this home. This isn't finished, but they will take this home You can see the tree. The tree is pretty much finished, but the rest of it I still have some work to do. But we'll add some shading to this, a bunch of stuff, and then we'll end up throwing all the lights in here. When I'm finished, I'll take a picture of it and let you know what it looks like. But seriously, guys, like, don't get stuff that you have to fire. You're going to be using acrylic paint for these, and it just adds a whole new element to your paint parties, and it's pretty awesome. Those of you that are just joining, first off, I just want to say thank you. All of y'all that have joined Paint Party Headquarters, thank you so much. We are so excited to welcome you. If you're on the fence, doors close on Thursday. It's not guys, if you can't make a decision over $35, it's going to be hard for me to teach you how to teach paint parties. Let me just say that. Make a decision. I heard one time somebody said the faster you can make decisions, the faster you can make progress, and the faster you can make progress, the faster you can make money. So I started going on like, if I'm picking a place to eat, make it fast. If I'm going to pick, somewhere to go, make it fast. If I'm going, like, I just got in this habit of making decisions fast. I was not that way. I want to tell you a very quick story, and I promise I'm about to answer. Okay, so years ago, I was ordering the aprons that I have today that had Texas Art and Soul on it. So many people think you need a website, you need a logo. Like, I just got Sylvia, who's awesome graphic designer. I just got her to create my logo, like, just recently. And I've been in business for years. And so I was trying to come up with, like, making my own little logo for this apron. And I was going to order 100 aprons. So I was, like, terrified because I knew this was a lot of money, and I was going to order all these aprons, and I had this big party of, like, 75 women coming up, and I just had all this pressure. It took me 3 weeks to make a decision. It got so bad that the lady on the phone said, "You just got to make a decision, Heidi." Like, she was frustrated. Like, she's like, "It's not worth this amount of money." Like, it was like $1,000 I'd spent. But she was like, "It's not even worth it anymore." Like, she was so sick of trying to get me to make a freaking decision, And so I look back on that moment to show, like, I was that person, like, where I was indecisive. I didn't know what I was doing. I was so confused. But now I know, like, if anybody can teach you about a mobile paint party business, it is me. Because I live, breathe, eat, sleep this. In addition to the massive collective wisdom of Paint Party Headquarters ladies in there. So guys, if you can't make a $35 decision before Thursday at midnight, like, it's going to be hard for me to teach you. Because it's a $35 decision. It's not like you pay it and then you're trapped in for life. Like, I'm not that person, okay? Again, I don't want you paying it and then thinking you have rights forever if you quit after a month. That's not how it works. But as a paying member, you have rights to, I'm very giving. You'll see, I'll say, go to my page and grab something, or, get what you need to show. Like, seriously, it's not a big decision. I'm not asking for your firstborn child. Like, seriously. So either take it or leave it. That's what's available to you until Thursday at midnight. I would love to be the person that helps you make this way faster. But you gotta meet me halfway. There's only so much I can do. If you're sitting there, the risk versus the reward, I always look at things as, if I spend this money and what if I got nothing out of it? What's the risk? It's $35. But as you see me on here, I'm pretty sure you're going to get more than $35 worth. Just saying. Just saying, from doing this now. We've had the Paint Party Headquarters open since May of 2018. We have 600 people now, and it's growing. And again, the doors shut on Thursday. I would love more than anything to help you. But you got to make a decision, You got to make a decision. Okay, Pamela says, "Susie, let's take a walk on the beach." Pam says, "Yes, I believe I heard her say something about that, and I'll have to go back and look." Brendan says, "Tim loves finding shells and pretty rocks on the beach whenever we go. We have a jar for him to save everything he finds." Tim, you and my mom would have a blast. Let's see. Oh, Arlene's on. She says, "Love the trucks." Hey, Cher. Carol says, "My dining room table is my art studio." Yes, and that is totally fine. You don't need a lot of room. Just find, a good little space and make that your art studio. And have it where you can have it set up all the time. Let's see. Let me see if there's any other last minute questions. Hey, Tabitha. A lot of friendly people here. Sherry says, yes. I do not tolerate mean girls. Just letting you know. If we got a mean girl in the group, they'll have a warning and then they're kicked out. Because we are not a mean girl group. No way. I treat Paint Party Headquarters very seriously, and I am very, very protective of the ladies in there. Very protective. So if there's something that is posted or commented in the wrong way, like, you better believe that I'm on it pretty quick, messaging them personally and making sure we get things under control, because it is not a place to not be, and there's groups out there that are cutthroat. That is not us. And I don't have any tolerance for that. It's not what we're about. Do you have a minimum of a guest to a party? I've had parties as small as 4 people. Actually, I take that back. I had an awkward party of 2 one time. It's kind of awkward. But I definitely say do the party if you have at least 4, because there's always a few more that pay last minute. And then big things can come from little parties. Know the live, I joined already. Oh, good, Samantha. And welcome. Anita says, ladies, it's so worth it. Love PPHQ and Heidi. Oh, I love you too, Anita. Thank you for saying that. And Pamela says, I'm so grateful for listening to God and bringing you in front of me, Heidi. I belong to other memberships relating to my town and my business, and every time I go to a meeting, I ask, where is God in this? No God in the middle. We don't have much to work with for me. Thank you for your efforts, and I was looking for just this. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Pamela, like I said, I unapologetically, when I started just online stuff over 6 years ago, like, I really tried to, I've always brought gratitude into things, and I've always thought, I just couldn't separate it. And God has seriously helped me through the darkest times, and I know He is what is making this happen. I know He's what's making even this week. This week has been an unreal dream for me. My goal for Paint Party Headquarters was to have 500 members by next December of 2020. We're at 600 members, and it's not even close to December of 2020. God really can move mountains if we just pray for big things to happen. I mean, it says in the Bible we can ask for anything and we can pray for anything, and of course be grateful and know that it's for His will, and sharing God's love through art, and knowing all of y'all are out there all over the world sharing God's love through art. It's just insane. It's so cool to see what's happening. And one of my paint parties in Florida, the lady asked me to share my testimony, and I was terrified. I was like, I'm here to paint? Really? Okay. I've written about it, and she asked me to share, and there was 89 people there, and I was terrified, and I shared it. But what I realized is that as I shared it, and again, I had not shared it that before, and as I shared it, I had teared up a little bit during it, and it was the first time I'd ever talked about it in front of people, and it was a very embarrassing time in my life. And I remember afterwards walking around and helping people, and how much they opened up to me, and how they would just bring on these huge, deep conversations like they had known me for years. And it was just this different environment, and it was so crazy cool. It was so awesome. And I've gone on and done many other times where I've shared my testimony. And again, it's one of those times when God gets somebody else to ask you, because you're never going to do it yourself, right? And since then, we've had members at Paint Party Headquarters share their testimony. We call it Paint and Praise. You praise God and you paint, and it's crazy to know that that's that ripple effect from God using that one lady to ask me to share my testimony, and then sharing with y'all. I talk about painted prayers all the time. In Paint Party headquarters, you'll have immediate access to the 5-day painted prayer challenge, which if you're new to painting, it's easy as pie to do, but it is so much fun. A warning, you will get addicted. But there's so many great things like that just happen, that spin off from that. Let's see. Okay. Yes, Lakila, you are right on point. Thank you so much for answering that. As you can tell, my voice is going. Michelle says, he thinks we can do them at the house. I could get people to come besides family. I wasn't doing prepay or the awesome help from this group. I might try again and see. Michelle, you can try. Again, it's everybody's preference. You are not buying into a franchise, so you can literally you can take and leave. Like, take what you love that I'm teaching, leave what you don't love that I'm teaching. I just know from experience that those can be successful, but I personally don't. Not that, I don't love people coming over, but I don't love people coming over. I mean, just to be honest, I love for friends and family to come in small spurts. But, my mom will even attest to this. Like, I'm good with people for about 2 to 3 days. And then as much as it looks like I'm an extrovert, I am very much an introvert. I'm an extrovert when I need to be. I'm an extrovert when I know that's, where, I'm doing, my paint parties and all of that. But man, I love and have to have my alone time. If you are creative, let me know in the comments if you're this person. If you're creative and you're like, your brain is going a million miles an hour. Like, we just need time to sit with our own thoughts because they won't stop. And so when we have all this happening in here, all these crazy thoughts, and we're all trying to spin off 50 businesses every 5 seconds, because that's what we do as creatives. I literally have 1,000 businesses I want to do, but I have to focus. When we have all that happening, and then, we have people around us at all times, it is overwhelming for a creative person. So yes, I definitely have to have, I would say I'm a 40% extrovert and a 60% introvert, and people don't believe that because they see me when I'm on. They see me when I'm on camera or when I'm at a party, but man, I have got to have my downtime. When I used to be a teacher, I would get in the car and Pixie would want to tell me about her school day. Sweet little girl, and I'm like, you just got to give me 10 minutes. I just need 10 minutes of total silence. I would literally about to have a flip out because I just needed 10 minutes of nobody speaking, right? So it's okay. You can be an introvert and be successful at this job. Okay, let me go ahead and make sure. Yes, Debbie, yes, wisdom. Thank you for showing us to work smarter, not harder. Yes, definitely. Learn from me. Learn from my mistakes. My very first try for a painting party was 2 weeks ago. Didn't go according to plan. The party was for 2 chunky pumpkins with flowers, leaves, acorns, extra. A lady showed a realtor and she ordered 25 small pumpkins for gifts. She wanted Christmas and spring gifts too. She wants to sign up for my future parties. I thought it was a complete failure until Sunday and signing up with Paint Party headquarters. Michelle, thank you for sharing that. I am telling you, big things can come from small parties. I had a party of 4 people that I almost canceled, and I'm so glad I didn't. It was right down the street. I was like, you know what? I've already got the stuff ready. I'll go ahead and do it. And I ended up having not only private parties. Sorry, my husband's like, come to bed. I gotta wrap it up. Anyway, so I ended up having private parties from that. A lady tipped me $75 on top of a prepaid for just 10 painters. In addition to, they come to a lot of my local parties. Okay, so I am just going to have to. There are 1,000 comments, y'all. I can't keep up with all those. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I will try to go back and watch those comments. I do see Shelly saying, love your earrings. Thank you. I am an earring fanatic. Oh, it's my favorite. Boots and earrings are like my favorite things to buy. And jackets. I bought a jacket today. Bobby hasn't seen it yet. Okay, so I just want to say I'm going to announce the winner. If you have not joined Paint Party headquarters yet, you have till Thursday at midnight. doors close Thursday at midnight, then it's over. So make sure the doors will not be open again until May of 2020. And the winner of the truck and tree, go ahead and just message me. I'm going to say your full name, and then I want everybody to congratulate them because we don't want to be sore losers. And I'm going to say your name, and then I want you to message me so that we can get your address. Actually, message me your full name and your address. Okay, let me see. I'm scrolling through. Let's see. Let's have Debbie S. Darby. Debbie S. Darby. Congratulations. You are the winner of a truck and tree with the lights. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Debbie Darby, do not forget to message me with your full address, and I'm going to ship it out next week. It will try not to look like a kindergartner packed it, but I will do my best. And then everybody else, if you have questions, we'll try to go through there to answer them. But I just want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for sprinkling the love across Facebook. All of you that are new coming into Paint Party headquarters, check your email. That email, guys, go get it out of spam, go get it out of promo folders and find it and move it to where you can watch that welcome video. Everybody will be added into the Paint Party headquarters private Facebook group on Friday. And then on Monday, you will get your, on Monday, you're going to get your mentor. It's going to be just a 10-day mentorship with them just to make sure you get those first things done so you don't get lost in the crowd. And like I said, we are so excited to help you. It's going to be a fun time. I'm very excited for y'all's Paint Party adventure. And make sure you click the link to join now because doors close on Thursday. All right, guys, make a decision. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye.